I tell you what, I'd love to just quickly ask Andy if I can, because we're going to have well, can I call him a teenage whiz? Let's call him a teenage whiz. So he's 16 and he's in the final of a huge international science competition. Could win the school £100,000. His name is Maxim, and this is all about gravitational waves. Wow. Andy, what is a gravitational wave?
Well, it's like a regular
wave. He's going to know, isn't he?
No, I don't. I was going to go. It's like a regular wave, but more gravitational.
That's good answer.
I hope I've cleared that up for you.
I like, as adults, we haven't got a clue.
BBC Radio Berkshire.
Wow.
Lost in translation.
So we'll find out.
And as Rich was just mentioning, £100,000 could be coming to a school in Reading thanks to a student finalist in a huge international science competition.
Yeah, we're going to meet that student finalist in the next few minutes.
BBC Radio Berkshire Sports.
Now you're up to date with Tim Della. Good morning, Tim.
I'm pretty sure you'll find that the gravitational equivalent of electromagnetic waves, that is sort of space-time distortive and curvature. That's the thing. That's what Google... Google's all about.
I was going to say, just discovered Google. Well done for you, Tim.
Well, you know, years ago, if you'd asked me to look that up, I'd have just, when I was at school, it would have been so boring. But now, years later, when it's utterly useless information to me, it's suddenly interesting.
Yeah,
why is that?
Well, because you had to go to Encyclopedia Britannica, which is always the dullest thing ever, and that puts you off.
So I find my kids' schoolwork, which is much the same as mine was, much more interesting than I found my own schoolwork.
Shall we meet a 16-year-old genius? Yeah, let's do that. We'll speak to Maxim after this from Share, BBC Radio Berkshire.
BBC Radio Berkshire.
Okay, 8:45. Now my guest is only 16, but is in the global final of a huge international science competition. His school could win $100,000, about £76,000, for his 2-minute film exploring gravitational waves. I'm lost. But Maxim from Reading is not only a finalist in this competition, he's already patented an experiment which he invented, and this experiment has been on the International Space Station, and he's in the studio now. We are not worthy, Maxim. It's good to see you this morning. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot going on here. Why do you love science so much?
Something that's really has always fascinated me about it, something which I really love sharing, and that's exactly why I've made this video for this competition.
Yeah, tell me about this video. I think we have a little extract from it. We can have a listen to this now, okay?
Nowadays, we don't really think of gravity as a force anymore, but more of what it feels like when something massive, like this jar of marmalade, bends the stage of the universe, which we call space-time. But this very fabric of reality can be stretched and squeezed by cosmic catastrophes like black holes colliding, forming waves. These aren't pretend waves, they go through you and me, physically extending and contracting us. For instance, making the gap between this bridge of us slightly bigger and smaller in an oscillating wave pattern, from a bit like shaking a bowl of jelly.
Right, okay. I'm not going to pretend that I understand what you just said, but you do it in a very good way that I can follow. It's really interesting. And go and search for Maxim, because your videos are great.
Brilliant.
Right, I haven't got a jar of marmalade. I've got my phone. Okay, so can you if I drop my phone on the desk now, would you be able to explain what you're talking about?
Sure.
Is that the experiment that I need to do to illustrate
Why not? That's
this?
one way.
Okay, and we're talking about gravitational waves, aren't we? All right, so I'm dropping the phone. There it goes. What's just happened?
So when your phone is a mass, right, and when your phone just accelerated there, it kind of caused these tiny ripples through space itself. Now they're so unbelievably small you could never feel them, but technically, just a little bit, you do get stretched and squeezed. Now Einstein thought of this over 100 years ago, but we never detected them until recently. And what's really exciting about them is that we'll be able to kind of revolutionize astronomy and how we see the universe. We'll be able to see things which you never could have observed previously. Things like the most mysterious objects in our universe, like black holes, or to the beginning of our universe, and we just don't know what we could possibly discover.
And that must be exciting for you, because you're kind of, you've got your head around this at 16. So imagine where you're going to go with this.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'd love to work. I mean, one of the reasons I wanted to do this is because ask anybody who I've ever met, I'm a massive space nerd. And I absolutely want to go into this when I'm older, but I just love communicating it as well. I think there's nothing more satisfying than when I speak to somebody about a concept which they didn't really understand or grasp before, and then it just clicks. And you can kind of see it in their eyes that moment, and it's just, there's nothing more satisfying than that. It's a really wonderful feeling.
Yeah, well, I hope you saw it in my eyes, because suddenly it kind of made sense then. But you must, I mean, do you get bored of people coming up to you all the time saying, why did that just happen?
Not entirely. I think it's really exciting. I love going around. I pretty much addicted to going to the Science Museum in London. Yes. I think a lot of my friends will know that I share every time I watch a rocket launch. I think last night I did, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, there was a European rocket launch.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you follow this news all the time? And so when there's a rocket launch, you have to watch it. You have to kind of drop everything.
Almost, yeah.
That's exciting. That's exciting. But I mean, even I don't have the knowledge that you have with science. But when I was driving at the weekend, it was quite late, and the moon looked so incredible.
Yeah.
Even I feel kind of, I don't know, overwhelmed by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're asking the questions.
Absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember driving, well, not myself, but with my friends.
You're only 16, Maxim.
And they were looking up at the moon, and they were telling me about how fascinated they were, and I obviously started nerding out about that. But I really love it.
It's great.
Yeah.
Tell me about this prize then. What is the competition, and what happens next?
Yeah. So currently I'm a top 30 finalist out of around 2,300 entrants for this video called which I submitted for the Breakthrough Junior Challenge, and we had to make a 2-minute science film explaining some sort of topic, and this is where the audience can actually help. So I'm currently involved in the popular vote, where my video is currently published on the official Breakthrough YouTube and Facebook. And anybody can like that video, and the entrant with the highest number of likes by December 9th will skip to the final judging phase. And that means anybody can go on YouTube and Facebook and search up Maxim Breakthrough, Maxim, and like the first video they find, and that will help Britain on the world stage.
Okay.
I didn't mention previously, but no Brit has ever actually won this competition before. Wow. Or even the popular vote.
Yes.
So I would be the first to win that.
Great. And come on, now I'll be the radio presenter here and really slowly say how they can find you online.
Thank you.
Go on, no, you do it, because it's your thing. You do it, but just do it very slowly so everyone can quickly write it down.
Search up Maxim Breakthrough on YouTube and Facebook, Maxim Breakthrough, and like the first video you find.
Beautifully done. Just very quickly, because we're running out of time, tell me about the experiment on the International Space Station. How did that come about, and what was it? So
that was the European AstroPie Challenge. It wasn't actually the one I patented. That was another thing. But I made an experiment with one of my friends about I coded an experiment to analyze the speed of the space station by taking pictures of the ground using a camera that was on the space station.
Wow. I mean, is anyone else looking at their radio now going, yeah, amazing, very wide-eyed? I'm so glad that you're in control of that. I'm all right with the buttons, and you do the signs, Maxim.
You're very good with the buttons.
Thank you, I'm all right with the buttons. I know my skills. Okay, Maxim, really good to see you. Once again, go on, tell us how we can find you online.
Search up Maxim Breakthrough on YouTube and Facebook, and like the top video there by the official Breakthrough channel.
We've done some brilliant plugging, if nothing else. Maxim, really good to see you. Thank you for coming on the programme. BBC Radio Berkshire. We will check your